about an experience they had with Miss Betty Young. I'll start it because I have one little story that was interesting that I thought about. And when Peggy was a teenager, because I was like a preteen, I remember one particular situation. She had a boyfriend back in those days. His last name was Chapman. And everybody knows when you have your first boyfriend, it always lingers in the family. You know, my first girlfriend, they still talk about her. But, and y'all know who she was. Most of y'all know who she was.
I know.
That's all right. It was one of them right girls.
We were real young then. We were very young. Don't get shocked because then I was lying.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Okay, I am the youngest Alston, as you all know. I'm a baby boy. As a baby boy, I didn't know Betty Alston, alias Peggy, when I was young. I was 2 years old when Peggy left to go to New York City. Possibly 3, I don't remember. All I remember is Peggy's picture. And I had friends come over and they said, "Who is that?" "That's my sister." That's all I can say. I didn't know who Peggy was personally. I got to know Peggy when Darryl was born. So when Darryl came down, I said, "This is a lady with a kid come down." And then, you know, we all got together and we found out, hey, she's a pretty nice person. And I grew to love her. But the big question on my mind is, who is Betty Young? You know, that's the question on my mind. And I think you guys here probably can answer that question better than I can. Because, like, again, I wasn't around. You know, I heard stories that Peggy left town in a hurry. Why did she leave? I don't know. I want answers tonight. But I do know that Peggy, when she got to New York, she met this young rebel. And together they started the New York City chapter for the Black Panther Party. I don't know, they had nicknames back then. I can't think of the nicknames, but it turned out to be Alfonso. You know, so when I came up, because Alfonso said, "Brother, how are you, brother?" He's like, "How are you?" All in all, you know, this is how I got to know Peggy and Alfonso. I didn't know them when I was just a wee lad, but I know her now and I love her now. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Betty. Well, my memories of Peggy have always been good. She's always been a great person. I mean, I love her just like her sister. She's been really close to me. But when we were young, me, Cynthia, Diane, Rita, every summer we caught the bus to go to New York to babysit Darryl. We had our greasy bag of chicken, 8 hours going to the city. She'd come pick us up. We go to New York. We was it. But when we got to New York, the kids, they always teased us. Girls from down south. That's what they used to call us, from down south. We got in a couple fights, I think. But the thing we used to do, when we babysit Darryl, Peggy would be going to work, and Darryl would always get into something every day. And we would clean him up right before Peggy came. One day he was in the grease. He had got the grease off the stove. He was down in the floor just making grease everywhere all over his head.
She the person that gave me my nickname. And you know I was gonna become a lesbian. You know when you gave me that name gonna rise forever. But let me tell y'all how I got that name. Cause I done made up a whole lot of stories to a whole lot of women about why they call me Pop. Eddie used to come over our house. And she said every time she came over there, I would eat rice and bacon. Mouth full of hot dogs. Dog puff. So she said that's why she started calling me Puff. And the name been stuck 49 and can't get rid of it. But that's okay. But that's fair. But I do want to say one thing. When I was doing my thing, you never judged me. You always said, you know, you always gave me a pat on the back and said you're gonna be all right.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Off from work today to be here. These are two of my favorite people in the world. My mother used to take us to New York all the time. Every summer, we stayed over there no matter what. I couldn't get Uncle Al to come to Virginia for nothing. I had to come up there. Those are some of my fondest memories. I remember Aunt Peggy would cook for us every morning. And it was just like heaven there. I have so many bad stories that I will never don't worry about that. I love you very much, and I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Peggy, I would say happy birthday. You always call you Peggy, and I tried your tiger ball, but they ain't kicked in yet. I'm hoping they kick in sometime.
I told you it didn't work.
But what I want to say about Peggy is I always called her, like she would say, yeah, we used to go to New York a lot, be up there and see them. But the most memorable occasion I have with Peggy and Alfonso can't leave this is that a while back when Alston had a reunion, we went to New York. Alfonso didn't waste his breath to come and get us, pick us up from a place that I really had no intention of staying. I'll never forget him for that. I mean, I didn't know how far Long Beach was from. They were in Hempstead or somewhere in Roosevelt. And I mean, we was, well, we say, well, what we could go, all the hotels that was around there weren't too great that they were paying. And I said, hey, I can't do this. Alfonso came and got us. It was late that night, but he didn't wait on me to get us. I think that was the first time I ever really stayed with them, and I mean, they really, that was real good, and I say, I ain't gonna never forget that, especially in the conditions we was looking at. And they made it seem just like at home for us, and I mean, like I said, I appreciate Peggy for everything she's always done. She's just that type of person. And I just want to say happy birthday and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. I'm Peggy. I got a story, but I'm not gonna say all those stories. But it's one that really fun. I still got the scar to prove it. One summer, I think we, I'm not sure, did we have a Winnebago thing? Yeah, okay. We were in New York, and I think I had been about 5 or 6 then. And Aunt Peggy, mind you, sidebar, Aunt Peggy cooked some good chicken. Good chicken. Alright, so I'm playing, right? And around the stove, and kept saying, get around that stove, boy, get around that stove. You know me, I'm hard-headed. I ain't listening to nobody. But get around the stove. So, that grease was so hot, man. I don't know what, but the chicken was so good. That grease popped on me, and I got the scar to prove it right here. And I'll never forget it. That grease was so hot, it burned the mess out of me. But that chicken was so good. It was so good, and I'll never forget that. And, you know, I just had to say that because that was like one of my fondest memories. I used to love going to New York, and every summer or whenever we could go, you know, just to get out of Portsmouth, that was just like the best thing in the world. So, but it's your day, Auntie. I want to wish you a happy birthday and many more. I guess that's it.
Peggy, Betty, and Betty Lou. My sister, cousin, she's all of them. Me, Cynthia, Diane, and Sheila. We had a club. We were starting a little first fashion. And we used to go up to New York and buy jewelry and everything. And Peggy would always take us all over New York. Just get, you know how Diane and Cynthia show.
Your wife does.
All New York. She would never complain. She would take us everywhere, all over the garment district. That was, I know, 2 and 3 times a summer. And I say, thank you.
First
Congratulations on your upcoming retirement as well. The one funny story that I remember with Peggy was, I believe I was working at NEA at the time, National Education Association, and I think I flew up there. And you know, I didn't know much about New York. So Peggy met me. And I remember once we were, you know, once you get there, you know how the people are always trying to grab your bag and you don't know them and you kind of, they figured, I guess, well, I probably can pick her up. So the guy was coming up and then this other lady said, I got something in my eye. Miss, I got something in my eye. Can you look in my eye? And Peggy grabbed me, look at that lady's eye. She gonna put a spell on you. Come on here. That was so funny because I think the one thing that I remembered is like whenever you go to a new place, you never know what to expect with people, you know, because especially somewhere like New York, there are always different people with skins and all kinds of stuff. So that kind of stuck in my mind that, you know, when you're dealing with people in New York, just look around a little bit more than you do. So I just want to say too, Peggy, you have really been, I think, a rock in the family as far as a lot of things. You know, we're having the family reunion. You're always busy doing something. Always staying in touch with Mom, and I just, you know, appreciate that to the highest because it's just wonderful when, you know, family can stay in touch and not lose the relationships even though they're far apart. Thanks again.
Tell it all up. I don't really have a story. I just want to wish my sister happy birthday and to thank her because without my sister, a lot of times I just couldn't go on. I mean, she helped me go finish my education, which I didn't have any money. I couldn't get a grant. I got a loan, but with my sister's help, I was able to finish school and get my degree, and I thank my sister for that.
All right.